Well, hi everybody. This is Yvonne. Today I'm going to show you, for those of you who are interested, how to make this little purse. And this little purse is not only cute, but it's also functional. So if ever you wanted to give a gift, a hostess gift, a teacher's gift, anybody you just wanted to say hello. And with this, it'll hold 6 cards and 6 envelopes. So we are going to start by doing this jolly little purse. Cute, simple, but very functional. So hang in there. We're going to show you how. All right, I'm going to show you now. Let's get ready to make the little pocketbook that I just showed you, the little purse, which holds all the cards. Now, this is how it's going to be done. If for any of you who are interested, here it goes. What you're going to need for this is 3 pieces of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, so you will have 6 cards. 6 cards measuring 4 1/4 by 5.5, which you will be folding. You will also cut up 6 pieces for the inserts to put your sentiments, and the measurements for these will be 3 1/4 by 5. 3 1/4 by 5, and this will be for your inserts. Some of the embellishments that I have put on that bag are these pearls that I have picked up at the dollar store. So, you know, if you see them, you may, if you want to do the same thing, you may want to use these or other pearls that you have, or whatever embellishments that you want. I have a couple of pieces of 8.5 by 11 coordinating stock, and this will be, one will be to, for me to use to make the bag, and also another one handy to do backgrounds and so forth for the cards. And this is the cardstock that I've chose to do. It's a 2-sided cardstock, but this is the one that I've chosen to make this particular bag. And it's from the DCWV, or DWVC, I'm not quite sure, DCWV I believe, and it's the Country Flora. So there's, I really like it. It's got 36 sheets, 12 by 12, double-sided printed cardstock with silver foil. So I particularly really like it, and that is what I've made the other one with, and a piece of that, and I'm going to make another one with another sheet. You will also need a paper cutter, and you will also need a scoreboard. So other things that you might find coming handy, as in this, to make this little circle that we have here in pearls, I have made this with a 1.5-inch punch, and I have also used some silver glitter that I have, and I have used, these are all optionals, although that this is what I've used in the last bag, and this is what I'm going to use in this bag. You can, for adhesive, you can use your tape gun, you can use some score tape if you like, or you can use some regular glue. It's totally up to you, whichever glue that you find works well for you. So, in order to start, let's get going here. So we're going to take 1 piece of 8.5 by 11. I'm going to stay on frame here. As you guys all know, I'm pretty rookie at this, but thanks to your patience, I'm hoping that this helps. All right, so with an 8.5 by 11 sheet, the top side of 8.5 by 11, you are going to score at 1 1/4 from each side. So you're going to go 1 1/4. You're going to go all the way down, flip it over, and 1 1/4 go all the way down. And then with the 11-inch side, which is this side here, you are going to score at 4.5. So 1 2 3 4, 4.5, and you're going to do this from each side. So 4.5, and you're going to go 4, 4.5. this is what it should look like. I don't know if you can see it. If I push it up on, you can see a little bit of the lines. So 1 1/4 from each side here, and 4 1/4, flip over, floor of 4 1/4. This is going to become your box. Alrighty, it's going to become your purse. I'm going to put that aside. Now, with your scissors, you are going to cut up the corners. So where that 4 1/2 inch score mark, and then you have the 1 1/4 cutting across, you are going to cut up to that slit, if you can see what I'm doing here, and then you're going to cut just a little V sliver off, which will meet that corner right there. That'll make it a lot easier to fold and make a box. So up to the corner, up a little sliver, and voila, you got it there. You turn it around and you do the same thing on the other side. And that will be for your little, for your box to, I call it a box, but it's really like a little purse, I guess, that we're going to end up with. All right, so there we have all our corners done up. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Didn't reach the corner there. So when you fold at all the folds, and as I always say, it's good to use your bone folder. As such, you will see your pocketbook start to shape up. Because if you see this little pocketbook here, the way it's made, you can tell that if I was to fold this like this, there's my little box, same as what you have there. So I'm going to fold it in, I'm going to score it, and I'm going to fold it in, and I'm going to score it. There you go. So that will make our little box. Now you are going to take it at this point, and you're going to put adhesive. I think this will be easier. If before doing the adhesive, we are going to measure a piece to go in the front. And for this piece here, you are going to need a piece approximately a 4 inch by 4 1/2 inch. 4 inch, 4 1/2 inch of your designer paper. So I'm going to take my scoreboard out. Now my cutting paper. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find it. All right, so I'm going to take my paper out, and I am going to cut a 4 inch piece right here, and I am going to cut 2 pieces of 4 1/2 inches by 4. So I have 4 inches here, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 4 1/2 inches. So there goes 1, and there goes 2. There you go. 2 1/2 inch. Okay. So now I'm going to go back here, and I am going to, I find it easier to glue this on while I don't have the box made. Just makes sense to me, and it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to take this, and with some glue, I am going to glue gun, your glue, your score tape, two-sided score tape, whatever you feel that works for you and you feel that's what you're going to use. Make sure your paper is upright. For this one here, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to center it the best that I can onto the line, and there you go. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, as we have a front and a back. Now you don't need to put it on the back if you don't like, if you're running short of that decorative paper, or you just have enough to do one side and a little bit to decor, that's fine. Really there's no rules per se. It's really what you like. And then I am going to add the next piece on the other side, approximately the same as so. So now we have the side of our purse. See how simple it is? At this point, now I'm going to glue the sides. So I just like to add a bit of tape. Again, you can use liquid glue, or you can use, if you wish, you can use some double-sided tape. Score pal. Just fold it in, do one. This is how I do it, but I mean, you can do it the way you wish. Now, this piece here, I'm going to do the inside, because don't forget, if I do the outside, how am I going to get it in? So you have to do the inside, and then with the inside, I pull it in. I make sure that all the sides are even, like so, and then you have that side done. So, this one here did not align properly here. Let me see. I think I just flipped it the wrong way. There you go. So I'm going to take the inside of this flap, and I'm going to put some tape all the way up, and then I'm going to align it up to the bottom and to the top to make sure my box is square, like so. Oop, I'm not even on camera here. There, got it. There you go. I'm going to take my score. There you go, and I'm going to score. I'm going to put some pressure on it. There, we have our box for our card. That's the beginning. Now we need the straps for the purse. So in order to get the straps for the purse, I am going to take another piece of that corrugated cardstock, which is this, and I'm going to cut a piece at 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch all the way, 1/2 inch by 11 inch. I'm going to cut 4 pieces of this, as you have one handle, 2 pieces of this, pardon me, 2 pieces. I hope that didn't confuse you, because you have two handles, so you're going to have 2 handles, so you need 2 pieces of 1/2 inch, which is going to become your handles. Okay? Now, if you like a heavier handle, you can also go 1/2 inch. That'll work too. Now, in order to get this, the way I've done it is I had some extra decorative paper, so I took it and I cut up a sliver on this. I cut up another piece at a little bit less than 1/4 inch. That is just because I wanted something to kind of dress up that handle. And all I did at this point is take my sleeve here, this is going to be 12 inches, so first of all, it's going to be too long, but I didn't cut it until after. I just took it and pulled down some glue on it, as like this. I eyeballed it to the center, and then I just taped it down to the middle. There, like so. I just took my scissors, cut up the end. For me, that was a lot easier. If you have another way that you think that will work for you a lot better, you go ahead. But you know me, I love pretty things that are very sparkly normally, and but I also I like things that go quick. I'm not don't have a lot of patience for being too slow, and maybe for some of you too is that I suppose I could let you know that I have a visual impairment. I only see from one eye, and I only see in a tunnel vision in one eye. So if I can do this, I know you guys all can. But I was not visually impaired when I started crafting years and years ago, but unfortunately I had some health issues that made me go blind. I'm not diabetic, no, but I've had some things with the optic nerve and so forth. So anyway, let's go back to our little bag here. So I'm taking this, now that I have done my little sleeves, handle. I'm going to take it and I'm going to glue it on each side like so. Okay, so in order to do that, you can just put some glue, put a glue dot if you wish. I use a lot of glue dots. I did on the other one, but I'm just going to use my little roller here, my little tab. And the way I measured it there, I measured it on this one. I just measured it a little bit on the side, but it's totally up to you. And I go about half an inch in, and I just turned it in, and again I went about a half an inch inside there, just like so. Very, very, very simple, just like so. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Our bag, the basic of the bag formation is almost done. How you embellish it, that's totally up to you. I'm going to show you what I did, but really it's totally up to you. So now I am going to put these in here, turn it the same way. I'm going to turn it around, put it about a half inch in here, and we should be good to go. Like so. So now I have my handle. I have my handle, which is good to go. I have my little bag. Now I want to pretty it up. Prettying it up is totally up to you. I could cut out another strip and put it on the side here. I could wrap the side here if I wanted to. That would make it nice also. What I did is with my pearls, I just took my scissors. Here, and I just cut out a length of it. So let's say I didn't measure it, I just cut it up like so, and I just cut up 3 strips at a time like so. Now, if you had some rhinestones, that would be pretty too. It would all look really, really nice. So all I did was do that. I took some two-sided tape for this one to make it faster. But you could glue it on by hand, as I always keep saying. It's I tend to like the two-way tape. I use a lot of this, a lot of my glue dots, just because I have access to it, and I find it very, very easy to use. I normally, when I put two-way tape, I normally try to just kind of run it through just to make sure that it adheres to everything. And I have small stubby fingers, and it goes with the rest of my body. But I don't always see where the end finishes, so I like to use my little pointer here. I didn't even measure it. All I did was from this point, I took it, put it on the side here, and again, you can put it anywhere as you want. I kind of eyeballed it, as I do everything I do with one eye. I literally eyeball it. Got to have some humor. And then that's it. See how that looks? I did the same thing to both sides. As you can tell from here, I did the same thing on both sides. And then, just because I have it, I'm just going to put it down here. And then I'm going to show you how I did the circle. And the circle also was very easy to do. You can manipulate. You could do it with the pearls, or if you had a rhinestone, you could also do it with rhinestone. That would not hurt a bit. And I just cut off the back. We have this. See how easy that is? Same thing as this. Now for the handle here, I'm not going to do it because of the time. I'm already at 18 minutes, but I just cut off a layer of 2, put some tape behind, ran it all around the handle, the same thing. Now, to do to do the circle, this part right here, all I did for that is I took a piece of cardstock, and I cut 2 circles, one for the front, one for the back. And then with this, I took my score tape. You could use your glue, you could use your gun if you wanted to. I just ripped it off. I'm getting all kinds of tape like so. No, my fingers are too stubby. Like so. And then I used some more tape. Oh, it is sticky for sure. And I just made sure I had tape all over. Now, for some of you who might have a Xyron, that can come in handy in this part. I do have one, but most people don't have one, so this is why I'm showing you how to do it like this. You can use your tape gun if you wanted to, or this, whichever you want. And all I did here was take, now I have the sticky side and the non-sticky side. I took these pearls again, is all I did. I cut off one string, just like so. Pardon me. I started from the outside. I ran the pearls. Let me see if I can pull it in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. I don't want it to blur on me either. And I'm going to put a dark cardstock. Maybe you'll see better. Can you see better with this? I'm not sure. But I think it'll show better on the black. So all I did was take the pearls and went around it in a circle like so. Just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. When I got to the end, I found I had to take it out, take a bit of it off because I didn't like the way it was going. So what I did is I cut it, I met both pieces at the end like so, and then I started again. Don't worry about the spaces in between because we're going to fill those in with glitter after. Now, if you don't have glitter and you wanted to do it anyway, use a colored cardstock instead. Something that'll show some color on the bottom. And you should have no problem at all. So, I'm just going to continue on here. It's playing games with me here. I hope you guys are enjoying these tutorials. I know I'm having a really fun time making them. Probably you've seen some similar to what I'm doing here. I don't know. I didn't take the time to go on YouTube and check out what was there and what wasn't there. I just took all. I have piles and piles of documented tutorials that I have done when I was doing classes back in the 70s and so forth. So, you know, a lot of it is from that, and I'm kind of using those actually. So, you know, some of it has been modified for today's crafting world, but the basics are all the same, always the same. It's just the details and the embellishments and so forth that are different. I mean, I remember when we used to call it toll. I used to give lessons on how to toll paper toll, which was now called 3D, which is pretty much the same idea. Somebody took it, gave it a new name, and you know, it works, right? People are enjoying it again, and those were fun and easy to make, very easy to make, a lot easier than what it shows. And all you need is a few layers of the same pictures, you know, and you're good to go. So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I am almost done. I'm going to take this one because I can't feel it in my fingers. Telling you, girls and guys, it's not, when you don't feel it in your fingers, it's very hard to pick up. So I don't know if you can see what I did there. Let me see if I can, without, I don't even know where my camera is up here. Can you see that? Doesn't seem as if it's showing. Maybe it'll show better here. See? This is the same thing as this, except what I did at this point is I just took a piece of paper, laid it on, took some sprinkles of glitter and poured it on top. What I did, the reason I did that is because in between all that, there's still some glue there that's bare. I just took it and kind of squished it all in there, like so. You don't have to do this. Like I said, I like it. I just found it gives it, pardon me if it makes noise, I just found it made it a little bit of, see the difference? See how pretty that is? I just absolutely love it. And then I just poured it back into the glitter bottle where I'll do it after when I'm off camera. And then with this, all I did after is, I'm going to lay it on here, so there. All I did on this is after I just put on some adhesive, and as you can tell right here, I laid it in the middle. Now, isn't that sweet? Look at that. Huh? Here, I really like the colors on this one. This one has more of a peach feel. This has more of a teal, maybe, look onto it. But it's really cute. And all it is, guys and girls, I keep saying guys, but anyway, you know what I mean. All it is, you could actually do it on here, too, if you wanted to go right to town. With everything I've cut up back there, the cards, you make your cards after this. And the cards, they're entirely up to you. The way I did mine was I just put them through an embossing folder, and I rounded off the edge. Why? Just because. And I just kind of did some embellishments with the paper, designer paper, some pearls, just to coordinate with the other stuff. And and I did each one. You know, I didn't put any sentiments in it yet, but you can do it. And then the sweetest thing, you know, oh, I forgot to put my inserts on that. And then dreams come true. See, I did this all as a protocol before I did this one because I wasn't quite sure what the measurements were. I just kind of winged it. And these are all envelopes, which I always like to dress my envelopes. For those of you who have done swaps with me, you know you know, I always put less is best, but for me, more is more. So I just put a little butterfly and dressed up the envelopes to go with it. And you would do the same with the coordinating cardstock that I cut up to go with it. With the yellow, you would just fold it and use this color scheme. For me, I'll use this color scheme in order to do the background, and then I'll use the paper here to embellish the top and so forth. Cards, you're pretty familiar with how to make them, so that's pretty much the way it goes. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm sorry I took so long. When I redo it, when I go through it, if I can cut off some pieces that I feel that I was just rambling on, I will, to make it shorter for you guys. Any questions, you can always contact me. And if not, until next week, I'll make another one. If you have any suggestions of something you would like to see, please let me know. And until then, this is Yvonne. I'm signing off, and have yourself a great creative week. Bye-bye.